Hello, I'm William Thomson, founder of the Virtual Event Campus and Virtual Event Consultant at Gallus Events. Things are moving super fast in the world of virtual event platforms. First, we had the networking app that dropped in video. Then we had the big platforms add virtual options. Then a few platforms that were developed for virtual pre-pandemic. Now is the time of the platforms that have been developed during the pandemic, and those are the ones to be excited about. Now I've covered a few of each of these in my review of 10 virtual event platforms. Make sure you subscribe now so you don't miss out on regular updates on virtual events. Now what I am really enjoying is seeing the platforms that are concentrating not only on helping organisers to run better virtual events, but helping them promote and cut through the virtual noise. That's certainly something to look for in your platform of choice. We need to find the ones that help us to create high quality content, as high production value is important too. And finally, virtual events are not all about delivering content. We also have to help people to connect, and we crucially have to have great coverage for our commercial partners. Let's ask for the world from the platforms we choose. First up is Airmeet, and this platform is no more than a year old and it's doing really well. They recently secured $12 million in funding to, as they put it, unlock the potential of virtual events. Now I see it at the moment sitting beside two of my favourite platforms, Run the World and Remo, and it's definitely a viable contender for those two. I had a good look at the platform in August, and since then they've made some major improvements. This is a great platform. It looks beautiful and it's really very easy to use. Big pluses for the organiser and the attendee. It breaks down into two parts, again similar to Remo and Run the World. You have sessions, broadcasts where attendees watch content, and then you have tables where attendees get together to chat, and it also has a one-to-one networking option too. So it's great for those shorter events when you want to give people content and then allow them to talk about it, or to be honest, allow them to talk about whatever they want. It is a nice backstage feature where presenters can get ready, and this is a feature that will become increasingly important as we up the production quality of our virtual events. So it covers two of my, by now, well-known 3 pillars of virtual events: the content and the connections, and it has a stab at the third coverage pillar too. It does have areas for your commercial partners in the paid for version, but they seem, at this stage, a little bit light. But if that aspect isn't that important for you right now and you want attendees to have a great, simple experience, then check out Airmeet. At $99 a month, it's one of those platforms where it's worth signing up for a month just to have a proper look around. Now number 2 is Balloon. This isn't beta at the moment, but I've seen the full platform that will be released in the new year, and wow. Check out the link below. You can have a look around and go live with an event right now. If they can deliver on all of their promises, this will be a great platform and a definite go-to platform for larger events in 2021. Considering it's in beta at the moment, I really can't fault it, and I'm hard to please. The platform has been in development for almost a year, so before the pandemic, and they have waited to launch when they felt they were ready. It really ticks the 3 pillars boxes. It has the RTMP and multiple stages, great branding and good coverage for sponsors. It uses cool emojis and the networking options are extensive too. There's no monthly fees and you get access to everything for $1.99 per attendee. It does look too good to be true, so go and have a look. Number 3 is Swapcard. This is a great looking and easy to use platform. They have built virtual on top of what was a really good former networking app that was used at physical events. So once this switch back to hybrid happens, they will be well placed to provide a truly blended platform. It looks like it can certainly cope with every type of virtual event, but it definitely has a bit more of a virtual expo feel to it. It isn't overly complicated on the back end and it's simple on the front end. It sits at around the €3,000 for a 300 person multi-day event, so it's not too expensive. Being expo focused ensures great coverage for your commercial partners, and it has a nice personal agenda that will slot in your one-to-one meetings alongside the sessions you want to watch. Now I couldn't imagine recommending Swapcard for an event that didn't have a big expo where you wanted to concentrate on one-to-one meetings, but I would imagine it'd do a good job for most decent sized events. Number 4 is Brella. Brella was a networking app and has built the virtual elements on top of a super strong matchmaking and networking platform. As you would expect, it's really good for helping attendees find the people they want to meet. It has one-to-one video calls and smaller group networking using an external platform which you may know called Jitsi. So it doesn't have its own meeting software, but does have Jitsi pretty seamlessly integrated. They like to embed the iframe of your content and it looks okay. There's a nice personalised schedule and the bookmarks and exhibitors look really good. I can't really put my finger on it though, but I found the content part only okay, but it's a very strong on the connections and the coverage parts for sure. You're looking at roughly $7,000 for a 500 person multi-day event on Brella. Number 5, Gatherly. It's very early development, but it is up and running. Now it's not at all creepy when you can follow people across the virtual event space. Their solidly based idea is that many small conversations make a big event, and I like that, mainly because it's true. It's quite interesting in that it's run, and I assume owned, by students in Atlanta in the US. It's about 6 months old, and if you want something that's funky networking focused, it's a bit different, check it out. There's a link below. Number 6 is Feedloop. I reckon this is a great option for bigger, multi-day events that need to cover the content, connections and coverage for commercial partners, where the organiser doesn't have a big 5-figure budget. It's a really good value platform. It looks great when you put the effort into the design. It seems to improve every month and they have a few new big features to launch before the end of the year. Now it's module based, so you add, for example, the networking module for an extra few dollars per attendee. For everything, you're looking at around $6-7 per person on top of the initial $1,000 fee to access the platform. It takes a user credits approach, it does registration as well, and it will only grab 2% of the ticket fee, which is very reasonable indeed. One of the best features, if you can actually get your stakeholders to use it, is the portal, where you can ask speakers, exhibitors or sponsors to manage everything themselves. This is great if you have a lot of stakeholders and you can get them to do it. Now there's push notifications that give you an alert even when you're off the platform, loads of nice little features like the splash video in the lounge, great platform. I had one client use this platform recently for their 2-day event, and although it took them a good while to work through the platform initially, they were very happy with it in the end. It doesn't, at the moment, have its own proprietary software for presenting, so it brings the content in via Zoom, and that can be a little bit clunky. It was also not easy to bring in an external RTMP feed either, so bear those things in mind if you do check out the platform. But it was good enough for me to recommend to a client, and they were very happy with it. Number 7, Socio. Now, Socio have been on my radar for a while, but over the last couple of months I've seen more of my contacts using the platform, so I thought I better check it out. And to be honest, I was pretty impressed. I had a client recently who chose this one over Feedloop, and one of the main reasons was how easy Socio was to set up on the back end, and that ticked an important box for them. Fee-wise, they're around $20 per attendee, which I think is a little bit expensive compared to other platforms. However, it's not a huge expense to get a really good platform if you're planning an in-depth multi-day event. It's easy to bring in the RTMP feed, and overall it looks pretty good. It does have a rather strange way of allowing attendees to network, and I had to stretch the platform to allow attendees to meet one-to-one. But with a bit more time spent on attendee onboarding, this networking space is actually a pretty unique networking environment. Without any proprietary software, it can be a little bit difficult to present breakout style sessions when you have a speaker who just wants to join the event as an attendee and then present and share their screen. Then that's a bit of a shame. Now number 8 is OnAIR, and I've decided to do a bit of a review hack here. I have just spoken at an event on this platform and it looked good. It was super easy to make your way across the platform. I have an Australian based client and they opted for this, with the big bonus that the support was in their time zone. Now I think it does look a little bit basic for me, and it certainly doesn't scream premium platform, but it looks pretty. I like the fact that you can have a voice of God on the platform with a video announcement that appears no matter where you are on the platform. It doesn't have its own proprietary software, and I presented using a link to Zoom, which worked okay. Now for the last 2, I want to highlight ones to watch for 2021. Number 9 is Reach. I think it's probably the best named platform, but that only accounts for so much. It's in very early development but has a lot of potential. It's Indian based and the CEO Arkash seemed very responsive to the changing needs of event organisers. I will be very keen to see what this platform looks like in a few months. For the moment, it would be great for small, short events when you have to cover the three pillars: bit of content, bit of connections and bit of coverage. Definitely check it out and you can be amongst the first to have a look by following the link below. Now number 10 is mixed reality rooms. Well hey, the future is here. Check out mixed reality rooms. The link is below. Things are moving so fast. This is almost a fully immersive virtual event space with great branding potential, a great way to connect and a very innovative way to display content and so much more. The potential is really only limited by your imagination. Think gameplay and you won't be far from the experience. Now I can't wait to use this platform for part of the virtual event campus at the start of next year, but don't wait until then to check it out. So there's 10 virtual event destination platforms that maybe you haven't even come across before, and I encourage you to check them all out. Please drop me a note in the comments if you do, and I'd love to hear what you think. And please don't forget to subscribe to get loads more useful tips on running virtual events.